Hello, welcome to Minnesota 4-H's 4 for 4 series. Here's how it works. A 4-H youth, that's me, asks 4 questions in 4 minutes to a 4-H alum about finding a career they love. My name is Paige and I'm from Washington County. I serve as a Minnesota 4-H State Ambassador. Today I get to interview Marcine Forrette. She's a clinical lab project manager at Sanford Health and a Minnesota 4-H alum. Hi Marcine, I'm excited to talk to you.
Hi, Paige. Nice to talk to you as well. And I'm looking forward to the interview.
Me too. Well, 4 minutes is going to go by really fast, so let's get started. Question number 1. Who is one person from your 4-H career that helped you figure out your path in life?
Well, you're probably going to be interested in the reply that I give you, but it was actually my mother. And I go back to her simply because she was in 4-H as a youth. And I think since incidentally we lived on a farm, she thought it'd be great if her children were involved in 4-H as well.
That's really neat. Question number 2. What's one part of your 4-H career that turned out to be surprisingly helpful in your life career?
You know, I gave that a lot of thought, and I can't necessarily go to one, except that I would say probably it was 4-H that really started my exposure to working with other people, being mentored and coached by 4-H leadership along a path and a journey that I can now go back to and say, yes, probably some of those skill sets were actually initially started with my exposure in 4-H because I was younger. But a lot of those skills involve interpersonal skills, either working with people that I was working with at our local level, which is probably similar to yourself, other usually kids my own age. And then as we got involved in fair projects, you know, I would definitely encounter other people my age. We would do activities together. But I think one of the biggest skills was working with leadership and people who were judging projects and learning from, you know, what other people had done or what kinds of coaching and mentoring they could give you if you were going to continue in that. Another thing that I did that I wanted to really raise up was I did take a foreign exchange trip to Canada in one of the summers and spent a week with a Canadian family. And I left that up because, again, I think that helped to really open my eyes to some international travel, but as well as meeting with and learning to live with a family I had never known before. I mean, it was learning life skills that we all need to know is how you meet and you learn more about people that are complete strangers and how they live, and being incorporated into their family experience for a week. So I would raise that up as well as a great life experience from 4-H.
Those are both super neat, and I would love to go on a foreign exchange trip like that. That's amazing. My third question is all about the changes and struggles that we've all faced this year. What's one of your skills that you developed as a 4-Her that's been put to the test in the midst of the pandemic?
It's been a challenging year, especially being in healthcare. So I, again, had to kind of think about this question a long time to think, well, what skills did I learn as a 4-Her that I would go back to? And I would just, basically take, perseverance and determination as part of what I would go back to as what's made us more successful this year, at least in the job that I do currently, as well as dealing with a lot of other people who are struggling with the pandemic. But I use perseverance and determination simply because some of the skills that I probably learned in 4-H are things that I built on as I went through my college career and into healthcare and all of the different jobs that I've had since that time. And part of the reason I feel that I've been successful and accomplished the goals that I had set for myself essentially are because I was very determined to do it and I was going to persevere. And I think 4-H as a foundation for that is to be credited for helping us all choose goals, choose projects that we hopefully eventually bring to fulfillment.
Perseverance is such an important skill that 4-H helps create within almost all youth. For my last question, if you could give 4-Hers like me one piece of advice about finding a career you love, what would it be?
Always be connected with yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to what your desires are, what your talents are, what your skills are. But I think you always have to go back to what you feel yourself and where you best can see your path in life, with the complete understanding that there are many diversions. There might be different paths you want to take, or you hit a juncture in the road where you have to go in a different direction sometimes, but always embrace it and realize that maybe that path or that juncture in the road is a good experience. And no matter where you end up, whether you go and realize it wasn't, you learn from every one of those experiences to be a better you.
That's some amazing advice. Thank you. 4 minutes really did go by fast. Thanks for sharing your story with me today, Marcine. I feel really fortunate to have alumni like you to help support and encourage 4-Hers like me. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
This has been Minnesota 4-H's 4 for 4 series. See you next time.